Hey everybody, what do the angel of the Lord and Satan have in common? Both of them are figures who originated in generic divine roles that later became associated with specific named individuals, largely because of textual interpolation. In other words, largely because an editor somewhere along the way anciently altered the text, and that altered text was later reinterpreted as a reference to a specific individual. And I've talked about this a handful of times in relation to the angel of the Lord, where we have these stories of God themselves interacting with Hagar in Genesis 16, with Abraham in Genesis 22, with Moses in Exodus 3, with Balaam in Numbers 22, with Gideon in Judges 6, with Manoach and his wife in Judges 13. And then somewhere along the way, somebody wrote the word malach, messenger, in before the divine name or before the word Elohim, creating the construction, the angel of the Lord, that later gets interpreted as a specific reference to a specific angel. And we see this practice of using this word malach or the word angel in other languages to obscure God's presence and activity in other places. For instance, where God comes to kill Moses for not circumcising his son in Exodus 4. In the Targumim, those are angels who come to do that. Where Eve says, I have procreated or begotten a man with Adonai in the Masoretic text. In the Targumim, that becomes with a messenger, an angel of the Lord. So this is a practice that we know ancient editors were engaged in. But we also have this interesting case of the story of David's census in 2 Samuel 24:1. And in that text it says that Adonai themselves became angry with David and incited David to conduct a census. So here we have similarly problematic behavior, just like in Exodus 4 where God wants to kill Moses. So the chronicler, in their telling of the story, alters the text, but rather than put Malach in front of Adonai to create the construction, Malach Adonai, the chronicler replaces the name Adonai with the word Satan, without the definite article. So it's not clear that this is a specific generic role, and this creates a text that seems to refer to some Satan, some Satan, who incites David to conduct a census. And in later generations, that text would contribute to the personification, the individuation of this generic role of the adversary as a specific named individual. And by the time we get to the New Testament, Satan is no longer a generic role, but the personal name of a specific divine entity. I'm going to be discussing this and a lot more about the development of the concept of Satan in my upcoming online class on Satan in the Bible, and you can find more information about that on my Linktree.